Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be doing part 3 of evolving our alternate reality solar system version 2 from birth to death. So if you remember last episode, we had an Earth and Theia collision in the inner solar system here, so we've lost the planet Theia completely. It's now part of the Earth and it's completely ruined the habitability of Earth as well. And now Earth is just a barren hot rock at the moment, as you can see here, 185 Celsius. Not much going on here. I'm guessing the atmosphere and composition are not probably the greatest they once were. I mean, the water got reduced to absolutely nothingness, so it's not a good looking place no more, Earth. So that takes Earth completely out of the equation. It gained a bit more mass and radius, that's about it. Venus right now, still in good temperatures. Mercury, that was the other world that was very habitable earlier on. That's no longer habitable either. That's at 249. Mars is currently waiting to warm up. It is a planet of a substantial size. Remember, this is the size of one Earth. Exactly. It's just waiting for a bit of warmth to rebuild itself, because in the early days it did have water at one point, but as the formation period ended, it all cooled down. So the Earth, obviously not the one for this system. Mars is the planet that is really going to be good once the sun here gets going. It's currently on its way to becoming or leaving the main sequence stage. It's already more luminous than it is in our present day real reality. So this sun is a 2.4 luminosity currently. Ceres as well, another planet kind of in the waiting at minus 111 as well. And I do say planet here because it has got the massive radius. That is enough for a planet in size. Then as for the outer solar system, we have the smaller Jupiter and Saturn, the large Neptune, and then the more larger Uranus out there as well. Then we have the fifth giant that's been slinging some dwarf planets around out there. So we're going to have to see how this behaves today. So without further ado, let's get to evolving this simulation. So here we go. So the Earth and Theia, they have become one. And the inner orbits are still staying pretty damn stable there. As you can see, the Mercury, Venus, Earth region, they're quite close together, those objects, but there's no real changes. So maybe we're going to have to see something about that. Maybe we'd have to have something maybe migrate inwards or something. I'm not sure, because those orbits are a little too stable, aren't they? They are behaving very well. We made a really stable system this time around. What is that orbit slinging around over there? Well, I think something was ejected. Maybe... Oh, Pluto. We lost Pluto earlier on. Oh, dear. That's gone as well. Don't know why its texture changed, but that is a strange old one. So, we got the Vesta orbit there. It's been a little interacted by Jupiter by the looks of things. Oh, very interesting. Okay. But yeah, in the meantime, the sun itself, going to double that luminosity up. The sun is getting older. It's going to get a little brighter. So there we go. The temperature's increasing. Still got one massive sun at the moment. It won't lose mass until it becomes a red giant. So for now, it's just a slowly aging sun. It's getting a little larger, a little brighter. And that should have some substantial effects for our inner three planets here that are very similar orbital periods. So Venus is now 100 now. That's increased a lot. Mercury, 347 is the hottest planet. Earth is clouds. Yeah, 200, almost coming up to 300 as well. Oh, yes. Mars, how are we doing over here? Still, is it working? Looks like it wants to. Here we go. Let's go ahead and have a closer view of it. There it is. And you can see minus 10 average, but the hottest region is now 42, so there is liquid water on the surface there, although despite there still being some snowy regions. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. But we've probably caught Mars at its best point now in this stage of the evolution, so here we go. Still just sitting under the zero for the average. But yeah, the hottest point is saying a high area of 45 there, so how very interesting. Looks like the ocean levels could do with a bit of a manual intervention. Let's give it a little bit more on that. We did put a lot of water on at the beginning, so we just need to give it the stat it likes. There we go. I think that's a little more appropriate. There we go. Now, what am I thinking here? Vegetation. Let's switch that on. So if habitable, it will go green. So let's see if any areas will show up. We will see. Maybe the average is still just a little too much now. It's got all the other bits it needs. Oxygen carbon, it's got all the other elements it requires. So I'm hoping to see Mars become a nicer world at this point. I mean, I'm going to give it more of the blue look as well. So we can customize it as long as we don't interfere with sizes and stuff at this point. We're allowed to do this. So I'm going to give it a bit more of a blue appearance. Oh, it needs some clouds as well. Turn those opacity up. There you go. So currently in a decent position, but yeah, hopefully we'll see the green appear at some point. So maybe it needs a little more light. Now the average has gone up actually. Look. because we increase the water level. I don't get why the increasing the water level does that, but it is a weird old thing. So it's now sitting an average of about 30. Hottest areas in the 50s now because of that little extra. But you know what? To negate that, I'm going to make it a little more reflective just because... There we go, maybe that'll help it out a bit. So yeah, it's always... if anyone knows why, please let me know. But yeah, increasing the sea level, for some reason, always makes the temperature hotter. And what is going on here? It looks a bit... Those clouds look a bit funky, don't they? There we go. But yeah, interestingly, still not giving it the green. Maybe a bit of a... Yeah, make it a little nicer for now. Because, you know, it's got the temperature, it's got the size, it's got water, it's got all the material it needs. I'm not sure why the game's not giving it its greenness. Again, if anyone knows, please let me know. There it is underneath. So looking quite nice at the moment, the formerly red planet. So there it is. The clouds look really weird. What is going on with those? Yeah, the clouds look almost buggy. That's really strange. I've not seen that before. Very interesting. There we go. Reset the settings maybe, but yeah, not sure what's going on there with Mars. There we go. But let's let it roll. Let's see how it does. See how that temperature changes over a longer period of time with its orbit. So there we go. So yeah, the temperature on this looking pretty comfortable. So yeah, a bit weird how the vegetation stats always been a bit yeah, if habitable. Look, it's not giving it any green at all, which is yeah, not sure why it's doing that. But yeah, we'll keep it on always on for the time being. So there we go. So Mars is in a pretty good position. I mean, let's look at the actual stats down here. There we go. That's always where the good answer is. So you can see the similarity is pretty good. The life likelihood there. Now there's some percentage there. So as far as I'm concerned, I think there should be a bit of green on it, but not sure how the game calculates some of it, I have to say. But anyway, moving on. Ceres. Having over here. Ceres is almost there. Look at it. Warming up. I can't remember if Ceres contained water when we formed it. No, it does. Yeah, it does have water on it. Yeah, and oxygen, carbon dioxide. So it's got the stuff it needs under that very, very thick blue. Let's have a look underneath because we've not looked under it for a long time. So there it is. A Ceres sitting and waiting, really. But again, the sea level, let's just give it some because, well, apparently it's got loads, but not so sure about that. There we go. So it does have it. North and south regions. But right now, again, it's just waiting to warm up. So underneath that very thick atmosphere, so we can lower that just so we can actually see it. So there we go. But yeah, our second other potential planet for life is sitting in the waiting there. Let's try the habitable with that one, maybe. The vegetation, again, if habitable. So see if this one goes green or not. Let's have a look underneath. There we go. So if we're waiting to see if that gets the temperature. Oh, yeah, that's all. That's quite right. Now it's going up to 100. Just for me, adding a bit of sea level makes all the difference. I don't understand that setting. Look at the ATM. What is this? Didn't ever have that before. So a major interference with Ceres there. Again, though, it doesn't make sense to me how they do that. Where's Mars? So Mars is doing alright. But yeah, Ceres. What's that all about? It's beyond bizarre. If I lower this, I bet you it messes it up again. Or cools it down, does it? No. Just changing one stat can really bug an object out. Let's yeah, that's the ATM pressure, isn't it? I mean, let's have a look at its layers. I mean, what's all this all about? 100. Yeah, look at that. Get that back to 1. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense. It's weird how it just... See, it's getting cold again, yes. It was never in the habitable zone to begin with. I mean, it's only just reached Mars, let alone Ceres. So Ceres is still lying and waiting, if you ask me. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense how that suddenly was spiraling hotter than the inner planets there. So, there we go. So, Ceres is still cold. So, we've kind of fixed that for the time being. But, yeah, it's very bizarre how these work sometimes. But there we go. Let's keep an eye on those orbits, because you can see, like, Saturn's orbit is slowly wobbling there. Now, I'm thinking... It's been a bit too quiet in the outer regions here. It looks like we've had an elliptical orbit there. Another one of the... it looks like Orcus has been ejected by the fifth giant at the far end there. But I'm thinking we need a little more action in here. So, let's go with one of our crazy scenarios. No, this is not going to be a rogue object this time or an interstellar traveller. We're going to have an internal dispute with the outer planets. So, we're going to have... For unknown reasons, like in real life, Neptune was supposedly formed closer to Uranus, which is what we did in this alternate reality. And Neptune migrated outwards early on. But what about in this scenario? Obviously, this is far into the future, past the present day period now. But let's have Neptune migrate inwards. You know, this is the dominant object. Let's say its orbit starts to have an unknown trajectory inwards. So I'm going to lower the orbital period down. I'm going to move it closer to Saturn. So it was roughly around 40 years. I'm going to move it down to 38 here. And the same with maybe Uranus. What's going on with Uranus? Has that got any... Oh no, Uranus has picked up a little moon at the moment. I'll leave Uranus alone for now. So Neptune's migrated a little more inwards. This maybe will cause a little more turmoil for Saturn and maybe even Jupiter here. This should have a bit more pull of that dominant gas giant effect there. So it's got the one mass of Jupiter. Remember, Saturn is only 20 Earths. Jupiter, again, 34. So these guys are not level of Neptune here. So let's see how our dominant gas giant performs now. It's been a bit... this Neptune hasn't had much to interfere with in this system, so maybe this will give it a bit more of a chance to stand out. Cause a bit of turmoil. So that little migration inwards from our dominant gas giant. Let's see if that causes any changes with Saturn. I'm thinking it may do. But we will see. All it takes is Neptune and Saturn to get in the right position at the right time, and they get a little close to each other, and that Neptune could have a bit of a tug on old Saturn there. And we will see potential carnage. What's our fifth gas giant? I've got a good texture colour. There we go. Give it a little more trail. There you are. Yeah. Cool. Alright, so, anyway, inner solar system. Let's check back on the inner planets, because while that's all going on, the Sun is still going to be evolving, so there we go. So Venus, Earth, yeah, okay. Mercury's only a little hotter than the Earth, but they are quite similar. So here we go. So Sun, we're gonna keep that locked. I'm gonna double the radius now. Luminosity, I'm also gonna double. So we're now passing Mars's time in the Sun, as the Sun now gets bigger and older once more, which again could cause more potential carnage. So there we go. I'm still surprised that those three inner planets have just managed to sit there the whole time. We had the Theia in there at one point as well for a long time. That was all stable. So we had 4 planets in very close proximities there. So Mercury, how are we doing over here? Oh dear. Oh dearie me, that's not looking very good. You can't really see it in the picture, but it's pretty glowy hot here now. Now I'm thinking atmosphere. Bit more of a murky colour. Let's go with that sort of bright orangey yellow. Not looking so great no more, Mercury, is it? Maybe its clouds are going to sort of thicken up a bit more as well. A little more of that CO2 levels in there. Let's look at its composition as well. You know, got the carbon dioxide in there, the oxygen, yeah, so not looking so great for the Mercury. Kind of getting that thicker Venus effect, but this one's never going to have an atmosphere as thick as Venus. It never had the biggest amount of carbon dioxide to begin with, but there it is. Give it a bit more of a thicker look. But yeah, we're not going to modify too much on the thickness of that. So there's Mercury. Venus itself. 188 here. I was looking at this world never even had water in this system. It was just a little more friendlier than the normal Venus. So there it is. Not sure the green makes much sense though. So let's go ahead and change that to a little more of a barren colour as well. For the visuals, yeah, I think that makes more. That's more of an appropriate look to it. So there you go. Atmosphere. I mean, I quite like the way the blue and the orange contrast. Has it got a grey light, isn't it? Yeah. Let's lower that a bit more. Oh yeah. Yeah. Looking really good. So there you go. So the Venus not looking great. The Earth over here again. World it's not looking too good. Remember this Earth's tilt got messed up as well with the Theia collision there. So that one also had some bit of trouble there. So I'm going to make that one atmosphere look so pretty as well. There you go. Oh yeah. So yeah, the inner 3 planets, way past their time. You can see they're glowing. Oh, the Earth's glowing hot as well. Mars, I don't think the water's going to be lasting much longer here, I have to say. Has it been a massive flood? I mean, what's going on here? Definitely no more vegetation, so back to the surface it once had underneath. The water's still there somehow. Don't think that's going to be lasting much longer, I have to say. But there you go. Let's have a look on the surface here. 170. Yeah, I'm not so sure that water should be there. So it doesn't want to... It is bizarre the way the water interacts with temperature, or works with the temperature in this game. I do not understand it sometimes. So, there you go. I mean, I don't see how the water could be on here at 140, but then when we warm them up, sometimes they never melt. And, you know, you on the series one, we increase the sea level, and then it just goes to 300 plus. I don't get it. But, oh well. So, let's continue. We just have to... That's what manually modifying them's for, so we can put it, roughly set it on the correct course. So, Ceres, speaking of Ceres... Back on course now. So Ceres is now warming up. Hey, so there it is. The final of the inner planets. It's weird calling this a planet, but there it is. The final of the inner planets finally warming up. The see it there. It better melt. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do a little bit of a cheeky manual. Just press it once. There we go. Now, hopefully it'll give it the warm-up it needs. A bit of manual pressure. I mean, it's only 5 average, but I mean... Warmest area is 20 in the equator. But technically there's no water on the equator, so in the north and south it's still a little colder, so maybe technically it should still be frozen. But there you go. Maybe that's how what we got here. You can see the lower area is liquid, but the north is still too cold, so... Okay, no, I'll let it off. So, there he is. Let's see how the average warms up, though. We should start to see that series hopefully become a nicer appearing world, so... There it is. Let's just lower that so we can see through a little easier, but there it is. So the series... Finally having some sun. Been waiting a long time. It's on the edge of the green, though, so it's still got a little more luminosity to go, so... There he is. But while that's all sorting itself out... Oh, I just dragged the sun! No! No! I just broke everything! Oh, I never saved. Okay, everyone, back on track now. That was not my brightest moment. Having the edit mode open and clicking on the sun. Yeah, that was never going to end well. But yeah, we're back to where we were. I've put the sun roughly to the stats it was on. The inner planets, I've customised them roughly to what they were looking at. So Venus, Mercury, Earth. They ain't looking so pretty no more. Mars. Because I haven't actually gone back to Mars, but you can see the water has actually evaporated this time. As you can see, it's not covering the whole thing, so the water's on its way out on Mars. And Ceres has actually turned out better than it did last time. So Ceres is actually melted properly. As we can see, it's got its oceans. It's in at 46 average, so you know, it's Ceres in a decent position at the moment. A little hotter than preferred, but it's there. Now we can see it in its time in the sun. So the stat isn't too great though on the live because it's a little hotter than it should be, but. Yeah, Ceres for the time being in a fairly decent position. As the pretty much the only decent position in the system here. Mars is obviously way too hot now. There it is there, not looking very good. I mean, if we look at the state, I mean, it's still got a bit, but like that's going to drop really fast now with that sun. I mean, if we look here, there it is, a little bit too bright for Mars. And as for the outer solar system, the Neptune, I move that back as well. So we hopefully will see a bit of change with Saturn and Neptune at some point. So let's go ahead and speed up the sim now. Get a bit of run. We need to get a bit of run evolution time in here. So let's get a real big spin here, and hopefully we'll see Saturn and Neptune have some kind of interaction at some point. Patrol Zone's starting to reach out to Saturn as well. Look at that. But Saturn's orbit's still really kind of wobbling around in there, isn't it? But maybe the presence of Jupiter's kind of keeping it in place. Maybe Neptune needs to slowly move in a little further as time progresses, and we'll slowly see it. Maybe Neptune completely goes all the way into the sun. I don't know, but we'll see. So I want a bit of drama at least. So there you go. But no, this just shows how well we built this system, as we have to manually interfere it to actually get a bit more drama. So yeah, this was a pretty well built one. But again, Neptune, I'm going to slowly migrate it inwards by a few more years, and hopefully that will have an effect there. So there we go. All it takes is a little bit more distance, and Neptune could have that right pull on Saturn and sling it around a bit. If it gets an eccentric orbit into the inner solar system, that would be some great drama. So there we go. All right. So again, though, still even with manual intervention, Neptune and Saturn just don't want to click. You see, the Saturn orbit is still wobbling because it's just slowly. It's kind of reminding me of Mercury in our real solar system, with its orbit slowly just sort of moving around the sun, staying in roughly the same shape, but slightly bouncing around a bit. Yeah, still hanging on in there, Saturn, isn't it? And there we go. So I think Saturn is the lowest mass of all the main 4 gas giants. Yeah, it's doing well. Good old Saturn there. So there we go. Ooh, it's holding. Ooh, still wobbling around, but looks like to be doing okay. So there we go. As for the inner system, in the glare of the sun here, how are we doing? So it's Jupiter. So let's see. So Jupiter's in the -70 still. I think Pallas here, the other dwarf worlds, you know, they're slowly warming up. Ceres 60. Yeah, so Ceres is warming up there. Mars 124. And for the inner 3, 430 on Earth, 468 on Mercury, and 187 on Venus. Still not the hottest of the bunch, even though being the closest planet. Kind of a complete opposite of what it is in real reality. So there we go. But again, let's continue with the sun's progression. So again, more range. Let's go ahead and throw in a save. Remember to save, people. Very, very important. So there we go. Okay. So there we are. Right, so luminosity. We're going to go with bigger numbers here. So we're going to lock that mass, of course. Double luminosity. Radius. We're going to double that as well. Sun is getting substantially larger now. Maybe starting to turn to the red giant branch a bit for stars. So there we go. Maybe it will lose a bit of mass shortly as well in the next evolution. So yeah, luminosity, I'm going to go with even bigger. I'm going to go to 38 now. So we're really starting to get out there. Even Neptune probably start seeing some temperature soon. Saturn, Jupiter there. Okay. Let's continue. So we can now see the glowing hot objects in the inner system there. Not looking great. Mars, I'm sure, is going to start seeing... That's the last of the water. That's not going to reappear. Well, it's just hanging on in the top there at 200 plus. Last cold region on Mars in the north. But even though the coldest area is warming up, as we can see here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, where it depends where it is in its orbit as well. But look at that. Ooh, the last water hanging on there. Ceres, 200 plus here. Yeah, the probably same story of water on Ceres in the north and south. Yeah. Okay, then as for the inner three, yeah, they're not looking great, are they? Oh yeah, being absolutely shredded now by the sun's waves. Oh yeah. All right, there we go. Saturn and Neptune, close interaction coming up. Not really much there. So it looks like something was ejected. I'm guessing that was Pluto. Oh, we lost Vesta somehow. And then in the Pluto, we saw that got ejected earlier, didn't it? So that's gone again. Okay. Saturn and Neptune still just holding on in there, aren't they? But they just don't want to give up. Saturn's really bobbling around, just being held in there. I reckon if Jupiter wasn't there, it may have messed it up a bit more. I think Jupiter's probably holding Saturn in just a little bit more, keeping it a bit more at bay. But Jupiter's orbit's slowly wobbling if you look carefully as well. But the inner solar system is still just perfectly in tandem. I'm just so surprised that they haven't... Mercury and Venus, for instance, haven't had any changes. And they are pretty close together. I mean, let's have a bit of a look here. Watch them pass each other, because we should be able to spot the other planet when they pass by each other. So wait for Venus to approach Mercury. Well, almost all three of them are in line there. So somewhere there. There's Venus there. Oh, wait, where are we gone? What? What the heck? What are we doing over here? How do we get over there? Right, anyway, so, as I was saying, Venus. We should probably be able to spot Mercury in the nearby sky. Yeah, you can see it easily. Start to see the glowy effects. Let's just turn everything off. You can see Mercury pretty clearly over there. Let's see, probably spot the Earth as well. There it is. A little harder to see with the goggles off. The sheer brightness of everything, but the Earth is over there. If we turn the goggles on, you can see Earth pretty clearly in the distance over there as well. Mercury is our closest planet neighbour. If we slow down time a bit, probably see it go by. There it is. So past Mercury in its orbit. So yeah, not a good look, is it? Oh yeah. Probably see the Earth in the distance. Yeah, there's Earth in the background as well. So both of the other planets. In the hot region there. So there you go. Mars, how are we doing at Mars? Can you probably spot its neighbours in the sky actually? Let's have a little look on the Martian surface here. Look down. Can we see our other planets there? There you go. Don't think you'll see them in the glare of the sun, of course, but they are around. Okay. But yeah, sun's yeah, looking there's the sunrise on Mars. Oh yeah. Ooh. We're on the North Pole, aren't we? So the sunrises and stuff here are a bit funky, but there it is. Ooh. Oh yeah. There's a full day on Mars there, pretty brief, but there it is. So the sun doesn't really set there, if you look carefully. It went down, then went up again. Is it going to come around? There it is, yeah. In that weird northern position, but there you go. So receiving a lot of light now. The sun is getting pretty monstrous, so, oh yeah. Getting pretty big. Right, so again, let's continue. I'm going to continue ramping it up now. So we're going to start getting pretty dangerous now. So let's go ahead and go with another double up. So I'm going to double up Sun. We're going to lose a bit of mass though. I'm going to lower it down. It's going to upset some orbits, this. There you go. A little bit of mass loss. 0.04 suns of mass have been lost there. As Sun gets bigger. 1.76 AU. We're going to start engulfing things soon. Luminosity as well. Probably going to see an increase there. Let's go, continue. Okay. Nice. Increase that rotational period as well so it doesn't just pop. There we are. Go for another save because modifying stars in this version of the game can get very sketchy if you press the wrong buttons and don't lock things and do all that stuff. So there we are. Okay. That loss of mass, less pull from the sun, could cause more instability for the planets. Now I'm looking at Saturn in particular here. Sun loses mass, less pull on Saturn. Neptune has a bigger pull on it, being the closer object. Now it could definitely cause some interesting problems over here. There we go, though. Even Jupiter should start seeing a pretty high level of sunlight now. Yeah, it's in the 40s now. It's even one of our gas giants. In the positive temperature, 61 Celsius there. There you go for Jupiter. Oh, yes. Tilted on its side, this Jupiter as well, remember? There you go. Oh, yes. In the glare of the sun there. Ooh. Very cool. Okay, Saturn, I wouldn't know here. Minus 23, so not quite in the temperature yet, but we're getting there. And how's good old Neptune doing over there? Minus 55. Okay. Let's continue. Venus, I'm looking at that one. Yeah, 500 degrees there. Mercury, 900 on Earth. Mars, 328. Ceres, 389. Oh yeah. So there you go. Let's continue more. As we are going to be doing a wrap to this system today, so it's going to be the end. And then we'll move on. We'll probably do another alternate reality at some point as well. Let me know your suggestions for the next alternate reality. I'm thinking I want to include like all of the dwarf planets and stuff this time, and maybe we'll make some of the random ones like larger planets. And then yeah, let me know how you want me to set up maybe the gas giants and the rocky planets. You know, the eight major planets. How should we modify them for the next alternate reality system? I think we could probably come up with some more interesting scenarios. But yeah, let me know what you think of that. That could be interesting. Because last time, I think the first one we did, we made Saturn have more mass and Jupiter slightly less. It caused a bit more wobble, and then the end of the solar system was completely wrecked in that system. We only had Mercury left by the end of it. This system, though, we've had a lot more luck. We've kept basically all the major names in here. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're all in here. So this one, we've made it, and it's done a very good job at staying stable. So I'm thinking we need to try and make a system that maybe causes something in the middle. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. Some suggestions. We can definitely put our heads together and make some probably quite an interesting alternate reality. So what do you want to see? I'll check the comments, and yeah, then we'll see what we can come up with for the next one. But yeah, anyways, back to the sun here. So again, the usual process of making it larger. So again, I'll lock that mass. I'm going to double up our radius more. Let's just do it there. But mass loss again. We're going to lose more mass. We're going to go down a bit more. So we can see the orbits are expanding a bit now. That could Saturn and Neptune are getting a little comfortable in that area there now. It's looking a bit intense. Luminosity again. We're going to double it up more. 154 now. Again, let's go with another save. See how we do. There it is. Okay. So we're getting the sun's getting pretty angrily in colour there. There it is. Ooh yeah. Whoa. Ooh, the stuff is sparking out there. Oh yes. Very cool. Hey. There you are. So how are we doing from let's go to Uranus, a world where there's been not much action here, but it did capture Makemake a long time ago. Makemake has been a moon of Uranus for a long time now out in the distance here. So Uranus, a world that's been just chilling on the edge, has had no drama at all. This simulation, it's just been chilling on the outer skirts of the solar system the entire time. Never got knocked on its side as well, so it's a normal active Uranus. And there, look at that on its regular axis here, looking pretty good, old Uranus. Makemake's orbit's having a bit of a change, but you can see it's just the way the orbit is around the star. Pretty good. The fifth giant, the final major planet of the system here in the depths as well. Again, this one has just been ejecting dwarf planets this whole time. Not too much changes out there other than just a couple of ejections. We're probably responsible for getting rid of Pluto, actually. Probably was that, maybe a mix of that and Uranus. Saturn and Neptune's orbits are still, look, they are, yeah, the star losing mass has definitely caused a problem with Saturn's orbit. Saturn's orbit has expanded into Neptune's. So we should see an interaction at some point. They are dangerously close. Now I'm expecting that Saturn to get some kind of problem at some point. Let's see here. There's got to be something. Those orbits are so close. We will see. Saturn's orbit is definitely a lot more frantic than it was earlier. The sun losing mass is definitely cool. Oh, there you go. Saturn is now further away than Neptune. Now interfering Uranus. We were just saying Uranus was nice and peaceful for this entire system. Maybe not so much now. Maybe this is where the drama really unfolds. Of the sun, just losing that mass on the sun has just made Saturn's orbit, you know, completely derailed. So Neptune has had a major interaction here. But now Saturn a little further out. That's an extra gas giant. Oh, and there you go. What was that? I think we've lost Mars. Is that Mars has gone? What was that? Mars has gone somehow. Okay. And Saturn. It looks like Saturn slung into the inner solar system and has taken Mars out with it. Oh, yeah. Let's just turn the sun down a bit. But oh, dear. Yeah, there you go. So Saturn must have had an interaction with, I'm guessing, Uranus. Maybe Neptune was involved as well. Slung Saturn into the inner solar system. As you can see, its orbit slung by really close by the looks of things. And Mars got the bad end of the stick, and Mars got slung out as a, yeah, there you go. So now it's a frozen ball once more, and it is gone. That's never coming back. Yeah, that's completely gone. Saturn gone. Double takedown from Uranus and Neptune combined there, taking out Saturn. All due to the Sun losing mass. Saturn's orbit, yeah, that's never coming back, is it? I mean, that's had it. So there you go. And that may have, that could have upset some of the other orbits as well. Yeah. It's weird how Ceres didn't get affected. The other, it just depends. It's got to be in the right position at the right time for an interaction to happen sometimes. And there you go. So now Neptune is completely ruled out any nearby objects. Big jump to Uranus from Neptune, and then Jupiter closer to the inner solar system, closer to the Sun. Don't think Jupiter's going to have much interaction with anything, but until the Sun loses more mass, potentially. There you go. Mars. It's out of it. Saturn, long gone as well. Completely ejected from that. Wow, there you go. But we saw the drama. But yeah, Uranus maybe... I'm guessing Uranus must have been involved somewhat with that. There you go. Interesting stuff indeed. Okay. Oh, look at Earth. Oh, dear. There we go. But there we are. So, as we continue to evolve now, let's go ahead and save that. So, we've lost 2 of the major names. Are gone now. So, all that's left now is Sun once more. Now, it could be a quick destruction of these 3 inner planets. Because where's Earth sitting? So, Earth's orbit is... Let's see here. So, so Earth is roughly 1.188. So, Earth may be able to survive this. Venus, 0.7. Mercury, 0. Maybe Mercury could hang on in this one. I don't think Venus... I think the Sun's going to expand roughly to at least Venus's orbit here. But let's do it. So, lock that mass. Radius, increase. Sun getting bigger. Luminosity, we're going to double that up as well. But again, let's keep that locked. Radius, slowly creeping up. There you go. And meanwhile that's happening, we're going to lose more mass. Oh, the Sun's shedding its own. It's doing it on its own. There you go. Ooh. It's starting to shed its outer layers. There you go. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So it did it on its own. We didn't even did it for us. And look, Earth's orbit has actually been pushed away. Look at that. Mercury a bit. Oh dear. Ooh, that big shed of mass. Ooh. Let's make it bigger though. There you go. Still expanding. And the orbit of Venus is going to be in real danger. Again, luminosity bigger. More action. Here we go. That's shedding material. That's a lot of material we slung out, isn't it? There you go. Let's just go ahead and delete the particles. Yep. Okay. The Sun shedding mass. Inner solar system in a frantic position. Mercury and Venus. Oh wow, it's like a triple. Look at this. All the orbits are crossing. Let's slow it down. Let's have a look at that. Mercury and the Earth in a very close interaction coming up here. Look at this. There we go. Mercury, Earth nearby. We're in a very, very close shakedown with each other. Look at that. Venus nearby as well. They're just going to miss each other, but that could be a pretty fatal close encounter between the two there. There you go. And then Earth's going to go and challenge Venus for a position as well. Oh, all crossing orbits. Look at this. They're all crossing orbits. Wow, that is quite the show we got going on with the trio here. The Earth's orbit is a lot longer. But yeah, we're going to have to do a few laps around the Sun. I want to see if we get any kind of... Oh, Sun's shedding more. Whoa. Oh, the orbits are really frantic now. Look at that. The Sun's just bursting out all that material. Look, it's losing mass big time, though. I think the Sun's at peak size. I don't think we can get much bigger than 0.8 AU here. I think that is going to be it. But luminosity, I think, is the only thing left to do. It needs a little more luminosity for a red giant. It's buffered up crazy level now. It's got about 9,000. I think that probably should be enough for it. But there you go. That is pretty dramatic orbits loss. I mean, look at the state of that. That's wrecked loads of things. The shed of mass. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and remove those particles. But there we go. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much else the Sun can offer. There you go. Ooh. Oh, it started with a collision there. Something just went into... Ooh. I think that was Venus it just collided, was it? Oh dear. Just eaten up by the Sun there. There you go. So all that's left, the only remaining inner planet is Ceres. Mercury's been ejected. Ceres, the last planet, hanging on in there. So there we go. Now, what we're going to do this time, a lot of people always say, stars, the red giants don't go supernova. We know that, low mass star like the Sun, it will never go supernova. It'll be a planetary nebula. But unfortunately, the game doesn't have a planetary nebula option. You can only blow up stuff. So what I'm going to do this time is we're going to simply, instead of just having our nova simulation here, I'm going to just simply replace it with a white dwarf. We're going to change it up a bit, see what you guys think of this. Because we always do the Nova, don't we? So let's change things up. We're going to have it just become the White Dwarf. And I don't have my White Dwarf anymore, do I? No, I removed it. So we'll go with Sirius B then. That's our closest alternative we can use. Where are we? Sirius B. Let's just search it up. There it is. So I'm going to replace it. Pause the simulation. I'm going to replace the Sun with Sirius B. There it is there. But obviously I'm going to lower the mass back down to what it was. Maybe even lose a bit more mass. So around 0.3 suns, I think. There you go. Press play. And that's the end of that. So it becomes the White Dwarf. And there you go. Nothing left to give here. So let's call it Sun. There you go. Yeah, it was totally the Sun the whole time. But yeah, there you are. So no explosion this time round. Or planetary nebula, is what we normally describe it as, even though in the game it technically is a supernova. But again, I wish they could add a mode, or a planetary nebula explosion for the smaller stars. That'd be brilliant. I mean, that's probably on my wish list actually for the game, is the star evolution and destructions. But there we go. That is how our system is going to end. And as we can see, we lost a lot of stuff from that final burst of, or loss of mass. We lost a lot of objects. I think Neptune's gone. Only the remaining inner objects survive. So Ceres, Jupiter's orbit's a bit crazy. I don't know how Orcus managed to hold on, but it's still hanging on out there. Very interesting. I thought that got ejected. Oh, that's before we lost the simulation, wasn't it? But there you go. So Ceres and Jupiter, the remaining two planets. Somehow managed to survive around the very, very faint little White Dwarf in there. So where are we? Ceres, the closest object. It's only me a little twinkle in the night sky, isn't it? I mean, there you go. Very, very dim here. And there it is. Have a little look up on the surface of the White Dwarf. I mean, where are we? Oh yeah, it's completely... Is that there? Oh yeah, that is absolutely nothing. Look, with the goggles off. I mean, it's just an absolute speck in the sky. But there you go. You can see there's a little colour on the atmosphere here, but that is very, very minor. So yeah, Ceres. And this is the closest object to the star. I mean, there's been nothing absolutely left at all now. We're completely lost in the darkness of space here. There you go. See, there's a bit of light being caused from the White Dwarf, wherever it is. I can't even see it. There you go. So over there, very, very faint. There it goes. You can see it set in there, and that's it. That's the end of this sim. So very, very dark series there. Receiving absolutely hardly any. Like, I doubt Jupiter's receiving anything at this distance. Way too far away. Oh no, apparently it is. With the goggles off, definitely not. But the very, very faint remaining gas giant in here, chilling in the very, very far depths. So there you go. But with that all said and done, everybody, that does it for our version 2 alternate reality solar system evolving from birth to death. So, what do you think of that? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. We've got a little more drama towards the end of that with the sun losing its mass. But yeah, like I said earlier on in the video, let me know your suggestions for the next one of these we do. What do you want to see? Like I said, I'm thinking we'll have all the, literally like try and have like all the solar system objects included from one of the simulations. I think it's open. It's one of the ones called, is it just solar system? I think it's like all major objects or something. Where is it? Just planets. No, where is it? Moons and Mars. I think it was this simulation I wanted to use as a base. Obviously, I'd remove all the planets, but all the dwarf planets, I'd probably have these and form all the planets around these. I don't know. I think having all of these in here could make it insane and have like the most objects we've done in one of these. And then from there, it's up to us to decide how large we make the planets. I mean, maybe we could add a few extra planets in as well. Let me know what you want to see for the next alternate reality. I think that should be quite interesting. But yeah, like I said, everybody, that all said and done. Make sure you guys all have a great day out there. Stay safe, and yeah, if you enjoyed this video, press that like button. Let's see if we can go for 200 likes on this one, guys. Bigger goal than normal. Let's see if we can do it. And then subscribe as well. Help us on the journey to 50,000 subscribers. And yeah, that all said and done, like I said, make sure you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.